All right, so this is Steve 87th here. Just kind of panning around, looking and seeing what I need to do because Jac Jac wants us to do a scratch build challenge. And, well, it's kind of odd. It looks like my layout's kind of finished, even though I did scratch build that one with a little bit of kit bashing too, but I call it all scratch building. But, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet. So you know what's really bad is last year I did the Walters challenge, and you know I built this conveyor belt all by scratch and then kit bashed a bunch of these things, and then I did a bunch of these tanks over here, and really kind of scratch built this building with the interiors and the grates and all that, and actually built these delivery modules there all by myself from scratch building because there wasn't anything out there that I saw at the time. So I was like, man, why couldn't he have done this last year? But then I got to thinking, well, this is supposed to be the first module on my new layout. So maybe there's something there that I can do. So I started looking around Google Earth, and this is kind of the entrance to the rail yard that is, it's actually a big Y, which is the main portion of the railroad that I'm going to do. And so I started looking at these buildings, and I went, well, building number 1 is a tire center, which I have one of those. I can build that up as a kit. Building number 2 is the office building, which again, I've got a BLM kit that works just fine for that, so there's no sense scratch building that. Number 3, and that's going to be an easy kind of build because I'm just going to add an office onto the engine house that I already have. So that one's pretty much done. So that left me this building number 4. And I thought maybe I should look at this building number 4 and see what I could do with it. So of course I zoomed in on it and started looking at what could we actually do with this building and what is this? Well, it turns out you can see that it's really, really close to the train tracks. And as a matter of fact, I think there's actually a train track that's alongside of it and all, and it's right at the entrance to my yard. So I said, this looks like kind of a weird, different building. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it does. Well, it turns out this building happens to be a feed and seed store that's been around for a really, really long time. And so I started looking at it, taking some pictures, looking around it and all that kind of stuff. And I actually do have some pictures of this that I've taken before. But this is also really close to me, so I could go down and take some more shots and all that if I needed to. So what I like about this is it's got an old-timey new feel. And you can tell that the building was one size, and it was probably a freight depot at one point in time that was changed over, and they made it into a larger feed section. And then you can see that it's been expanded at least 2 times on this building. And it's got kind of an interesting front, but at the same time, it's fairly simple. So I decided to go ahead and see what the rest of the sides look like. So it's fairly straightforward, kind of a front end. Sides on both sides are kind of the same height on either end. So that won't be too bad. And it's down an alleyway, and it's got some planks up in the front. And it also happens to have a board and batten front, but the sides are all galvanized steel sides, which makes it a little bit different from most buildings. So then you could actually look around the back. You see it's got another loading gate with some more tubes up there. It's got a tower on it, and it also has these 3 feed bins. So hopefully Jac Jac will get back to me in this video and tell me whether or not I can just go ahead and purchase those feed bins like that, because if not, those are going to take me a little bit to make, and they're actually easily available. So that's what I've started to do on my building. Alrighty. So as most people know, when you go to do a scratch build, you got to start off with a drawing to get it all set up. So when I started looking and doing the dimensions of that building, which you can do on Google Earth, which was fairly easy, I decided that that was going to be too big of a footprint. So I'm going to scale it down to 2/3 its original size. So the original building is about 90 feet wide by 130 feet long. So in scale feet. So this is going to be about 62 by 80, and then include the tower and so forth in the back. But this is what the front will look like. It's kind of interesting. When you go to the left, you see that there are 4x6 posts, and then there's a double door, which is a glass door that goes in there, but they have a barn door that slides over the front of it. It's got a window, then it's got these regular entry doors, it's got another window, and then it's got the actual loading dock area, which is another barn door that slides closed over the front of it. So the barn doors are going to be kind of fun. And right now what I'm doing is, besides getting this ready to go and cut it out on some cardstock and all that, so that I can start getting the real measurements of all this, I've also started to look at the windows that I need to get. You saw what the different windows are and the different doors. And then so that I can go ahead and order those, because I don't have a lot of the building supplies. I've also had to buy the building supplies for the board and batten. The roof, I think I have, I got some stuff for the roof, and then I have to figure out, I think I also put some of the metal sheeting on order for the sides. So even though I'm going to wait for those, I might as well go ahead and make the mock-up. And that will probably be my next video when I get that all mocked up so that you guys can see it, because it's quite possible that when the materials come in, that I may just have to apply those materials just on top of the cardstock that I use. So there we go, Jac Jac. There's my entry, and this is how far I've gotten so far this week, and there'll be more videos to come. All right, thanks for watching.